All right, so this is the update for the past few days and the next few days as well. I got this rear fender finished. You can see it's looking a whole lot better. And I did as much as I could on the inside, but there's still some rust in there. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is use some sort of rust reformer and then some either truck bed liner or this undercoating spray, and that way it just kind of protects it from debris and stuff from the road. Front fender, this was cleaned up as well. I did take apart the front part of the bike, and the same thing with the underside. The kickstart, clean that up. The brake pedal, it's all clean. There's a little spot down at the bottom from, I guess, where the bike was dropped or just, something. And exhaust pipes as well. And I would not say that these are new, but they look a whole lot better than they did. Oh, also the wheels. So you can see, cleaned up the inside of the wheel. I didn't touch the spokes. I can replace the spokes, but I'm gonna hit them with the sandblaster and see if that helps. But I just didn't want to waste the time on every spoke. Again, the front part of the bike was disassembled. I have the front suspension and its parts down there, and then the headlight bucket, it cracked when I was taking out the wiring harness, so I'm gonna replace the bucket, and then that gets painted. Some other stuff that gets painted are the shrouds for the front suspension, and then the headlight bucket connectors. So all that's gonna be painted that red. The tank will get painted red, and then everything else is gonna get sandblasted and painted like the original aluminum color. The engine is in the bag, and as you can see, it's just kind of, keeping the dust off of it, but yeah, there she is. Definitely sandblast that. And the frame. I still need to get some of those pieces welded, but it's cleaned up. We hit it with some degreaser, and haven't hit a wire brush with it, but I hit like a nylon brush and got some of the loose grease and debris off of it. Probably have to touch it up one more time, but yesterday was cleaning up the chrome. Monday was getting the front suspension taken apart so I can get all these painted pieces to the side. Today is the main wiring harness. I got all of the connectors and plugs and things that I need to redo the whole wiring harness. All the wires, all the connectors, and I'm thinking that's gonna be a whole lot better. And these connectors are a more modern solution. You can kind of see here, this is what it's looking like now. And let me see, it'll look a whole lot better when I'm done. I picked up a sandblaster on the marketplace Sunday for 200 bucks, and it was a brand new in the box sandblaster, as well as 200 pounds of a blasting media, which I'm stoked about. To me, that's a great deal. And once I get done with this sandblaster, I can resell it and make most of that money back. Yeah, got the sandblaster on Sunday, put the carbs back together Sunday. I used a whole kit for that. You can kind of see that this screw it's like a brass color, but all the internals were redone, used a lot of carb cleaner, and cleaned it all out. So it's ready to be put back on the bike. But the bike is completely disassembled. Everything has been tagged and bagged. The tires have been removed. We actually had to take like an angle grinder and some saws to that, I guess, just to kind of cut it and then peel it off of the rim. We had to use some flat-headed screwdrivers to do all that. But yeah, everything has been disassembled. That's the fan motor for the AC for one of the trucks. It's kind of hot out here. They don't have AC in that truck, so that's getting fixed a lot faster than this bike is. But the whole bike's been disassembled. That's crazy. The only thing that is still together is the handlebars and the front brakes and the housing and all of that. I actually stopped by to pick up my wire splicing pliers and things like that, and some zip ties, because I'm going to take off the plastic wrap, cloth wrap from the wiring harness and change the wires and then rewire it or retape it. But you can see there, this is the wiring harness, and yeah, definitely gonna need a little bit of not even love, just replacement. Just, it had its time. So you can see just this rat's nest here, the speedometer and the tachometer, and then the sandblaster. I can show you that. See here. Oh yeah, the straps haven't even been taken off it. And then this is the media that I got, 200 pounds worth. So hopefully I can get it done in 200 pounds. We shall see. But that's what I've got, that's what I'm working with. I will take a video of the wiring harness when I get done, or maybe I can just include a picture. But that's what I'm working on today. Tomorrow is going to be prepping for sandblasting, so getting everything taped off, as well as putting some of these parts and pieces in the Vapo Rust. And I'm going to put numbers on the bags and then have corresponding cups with a Vapo Rust, so all of the hardware gets cleaned off too. And that way I'm not mixing anything up. And then Friday is going to be sandblasting. Again, I still have the welding that I need to do for the frame. And there's that little chain guard piece that I need tack welded. And the previous owner of the bike, said he's actually a welding professor at a local community college. He said he was more than happy to help. So that is wonderful, and I am very grateful. Thank you so much. Once that gets welded and you know, that little piece gets tacked back together, it's on to paint. So we are rolling right along. But let me get to it. I am, you know, wasting daylight. Hey guys, I wanted to show you the mess that I'm making tonight and show you how it is coming along. You can see the old wiring harness and the new wiring harness is on top of it. These are the connectors I was talking about. These are heat shrink spade connectors that are going to be waterproof and vibration resistant and all of the good stuff. Very modern as opposed to these older, just push in and hope for the best connectors. And these wires, it's heavy duty copper. I mean, you got to think that this is copper that was put out in the 70s. The wiring harness was put out in the 70s, so it's good, thick copper wire. But I do like the idea of having new wires in there. So I'm replacing the majority of it. I am keeping this connector here, and I just kind of tapped into the wires that were already attached to it. I just took one out at a time, put a new wire in, and I'm using these heat shrink butt connectors, and they're working very, very well. So I'm just gonna go, I started here, I did these 4 or 5. I've done these 4, and now I've made it up to here. So I have a few here, a few here, and this one, and then it works its way up. And then I've got one here, and then the rest is this ball of wire up here. I'm gonna see if I can get up to here tonight. And if I can get up to there, I will have a very good grasp on this. And all of this should just be following the wire and seeing where it connects and just redoing it. But so far, it's going very well. It is just one wire at a time. And it is a little bit overwhelming. Looking at it, I don't like looking at it, but it is slowly but surely coming together.